Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, August 26, 2021. My name is Jennifer Cotton, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, home decor pieces, gift packaging, and much more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So you can purchase all these products from me. I do this as a full-time job. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 19 years, almost 20 in November. And I love it. Everything with Stampin' Up! Matches and coordinates. It's awesome. And I'm going to show you lots of stuff today. Hey, Jean in North Dakota. Good morning. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning, Rhonda. So as y'all come on, say hi like Lori and everyone else. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Lori. Because that's going to get you entered to win the 3 cards I'm going to make today. So if you're watching here on Facebook, in person, live, or on replay, please comment so you can get entered. And if you are watching, hey Terry, good morning. Hey Pat. Replay, you can also comment to get entered. We do the drawing about 2 weeks after the video airs. Now, if you're watching over on YouTube, this is a Facebook Live, but you can watch replay on YouTube as well, and you can be entered to win also. So you can just make a comment on YouTube, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification bell. Any of those are going to get you entered to win these 3 cards as well. And over here on Facebook, if you share the video, like Cindy said, she just shared it, and I think Pat did. I saw a couple of shares come across. That's where you click that share button on your screen and then put the video on your personal page, a group, wherever. If you do that and comment that you shared, that's another entry for you. Thank you guys for saying the room looks nice. If you're new to these videos, go watch an old one and you'll see how my shelving used to look. It was just completely different. And this is still a huge work in progress. As you can see, I have empty containers up here because I haven't had time to fill them. And I'm still, like, what you can't see below is not organized the way I want it yet, but I just haven't had time. Terry, we don't have any more packets for bingo, unfortunately, so I'm sorry. It is too late. Sometimes we do have extras, though, so it's not, you know, you can always ask. Thank you, Sandy. You have a great weekend as well. Let's see who I missed here. I scrolled back a little bit. Linda, good morning in Idaho. Mary, hello. Diane, good morning. All right, so I have a quick card to share. I got this in the mail from Oma, and she actually made this card, I believe, or she copied it and made another one. I was reading the back of her card from our, what is it called? Scrapbook convention make and take. It was a free make and take. Oma's been a friend for years. She's been a customer and now a team member since the beginning of me being with Stampin' Up. So 19 years basically. And anyway, what am I trying to say? She mailed it to me with some additional stamping on the inside. And I was reading this cute thing because it says smudges and smears happen naturally when you stamp with all your heart on the back. And it's, I don't know if she put that there because there are some smudges. So that's cute. And then, of course, the envelope is very cute as well. So thank you, Oma. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Nancy. Good. And my shelf, the white shelf, is from IKEA. It's called Calyx. And there it comes in all different sizes. And the inserts that are made specifically for Stampin' Up! Products are from, what's it called? Stampin' Storage, and I have a link to my Stampin' Storage affiliate link in this video description, and there'll be one in the YouTube one as well. Stampin' Storage, look at all that. Ooh, I wish my room looked like that. I told Scott I needed a ladder anyway as a joke because I am so short. And then when that came, I was like, look, see, there are ladder ones. But anyway, thank you, Alejandra. Oh, Terry, I get it. Yes. And I don't know what set I'm using next time. I don't think I picked that out yet. Anyway, that's a good point. For bingo, she's talking about. All right. So, I said all the stuff about sharing, commenting, so you can get entered to win these cards. And that helps me in my business. When you click the like, when you give hearts, when you give a smiley face, any of those things on any of the platforms, it helps my business. So thank you guys very much. My monthly classes, every month I do 4 classes: card, scrapbook, Stamp-A-Stack, and sampler. They've passed for this month. And the people who are checking out tubs and making them at home, that's still going on. That happens for about 2 weeks after. But I do have a couple of packets left for Stamp-A-Stack, that's the big one, and card class if you're interested. Stamp-A-Stack makes 12 cards. I don't want to give away. There is a piece of paper here with a link to the instructions, which are paid for. So let me pull that out. But you know, well, hopefully you can see your cards are packaged individually. Everything's cut, die cut, punched, embossed that we can. You cut your own designer paper with the PDF tutorial. And you make 12 cards. This was with Merriest Moments. Oh, Lori wants one. Awesome. I have 2, so 1 more. And they, it's $30, but you have $20 in merchandise with it. And you get a PDF tutorial. I want to say something. Oh, Merriest Moments is the stamp set or bundle. I'm looking for a Sharpie to go ahead and write your name on here, Lori. It's going to be pink, so it won't show up as much. And I'm assuming you'll get that when your sister gets hers. Yes, never quit the club. No. So Stamp-A-Stack and Sampler are a club that you can join anytime. It's a never-ending club. So you can join this month, next month, whenever. You can quit this month, next month, whenever, like Lori just said. And you, after 6 consecutive months of being in the club, you will get $25 in free merchandise. Now, I will say that I think the cards from this month, I have 2 of these left, are really cute as well. They, the cards are with, I'm reading comments and trying to remember what I'm saying at the same time. Dragonfly Garden and Garden Wishes. So I did use 2 stamp sets. And I might have those cards here. Oh, you know what? I have all the samples here. I forgot. Nobody has tubs today. If anyone wants to see what those look like, let me know. Terry wants to see the bundle. I think you mean for Stamp-A-Stack. So I'm furiously searching for it here in the catalog. Oh, right there. I love this bundle, Merriest Moments. It's on page 43. So pretty. And Catherine is live from UT Southwestern. I hope you are doing good, Catherine. I don't know if you've had your stuff already or you're getting ready to go in for your stuff, but good luck either way. And I know you'll keep me updated privately. So yes, for Stamp-A-Stack, it is Merriest Moments. And what else? So those, I have them every month, but I don't have the ones, you're waiting, Catherine. That's what I figured because it's still early. I don't have the ones, the bundles and stuff I'm using next month figured out yet. So, oh, Terry, you're going to want to get that bundle eventually. It's so amazing. I don't have it here to show right now, but the die fits inside the embossing folder and cuts everything out at one time. There's a embossing folder and die that come together, plus the stamp set. It's so cool. Anyway, so I'll be announcing what the next classes are probably by next week, and then just sign up for my email newsletter and you can get notified of all my events and get the links and everything. Okay, new catalog kickoff. I got all the projects designed yesterday. So in social media, like my Facebook page and other places, I posted a sneak peek. This is the new catalog kickoff, and new catalog, holiday catalog and celebration kickoff that anyone can take in the U.S. In person or to go. There is an in-person version here in Midlothian, Texas. You're going to make 8 projects using 4 bundles, including the sheep that I forgot to say that. I'm making my cards with the sheep stuff today, so it's like a bundle, except these are only available free with purchase. So you can get the dies free with a $50 purchase. You can get this adorable stamp set free with a $50 purchase. I would get the dies first if you have to choose, because they are while supplies last. And then I'm also using Create with Friends, this amazing stamp set you might have seen in the annual catalog. That is a $1 million stamp set by Jennifer Cotton. That's me. So that's what I'm using today, but these sheep are so adorable. And I'm using some other stuff that you'll see at that time. So the sheep and dies I'm using in this class. You'll make 2 cards with those. One I think is so cute, but I don't want to show it because I don't want to ruin the surprise, and I want you to take the class, but I think it's so cute. I mean, they're both cute, but the one, oh my goodness. And then we're also using Frosted Gingerbread Bundle, Penguin Place Bundle, and Nature's Harvest Bundle, which you can see a little sneak peek of right here. Oh, so pretty. So what comes with this class, 8 projects, lots of product. It's like some of the designer paper, some of the ribbons, some of the embellishments as your goodie bag, PDF tutorial, 4 stamping demonstrations. You can watch them on Facebook if you are virtual, or in person if you're in person. And you can register for this event through September 5th. So when you register, you'll see all the options in person, with shipping, without shipping, pickup, you know, whatever. Thank you, Janet. She says she loves my $1 million stamp set. Thank you, thank you. And okay, so I think I said everything about that event. Any questions or you need the link, let me know. Sign up by September 4th. That deadline is coming now. It's already August 26th today. Designer paper party, share with friends. This is another event where you will also make 8 make and takes, but in addition, you will get 1 6x12 or 2 6x6s of every designer paper in every new designer and specialty paper in the holiday catalog. I do have one customer who's arrived with certain sheets damaged, and I keep forgetting to email you back, but I'm going to replace those. So if you're watching today and you're like, they're getting replaced. But anyway, so it's a share. You get 1 of each design, or 2 of each for 6x6. If you add on the party for only $20 more, you get 8 make and takes, where we cut, die cut, punch, emboss, and you just cut your designer paper and stamp and assemble. We'll be using the I have them right here, don't worry, Sparkle of the Season bundle and Little Delights stamp set. We are mostly using the words, so you can substitute if you don't have those. With the share, you'll get my fun facts here, 42 sheets of 6x12 and 42 sheets of 6x6. That is 84 sheets of designer paper. And then I would recommend you add on that ribbon share, which is 2.5 yards of every new ribbon, which is 20 yards total, because you're going to want to use that ribbon on your projects. But you can substitute a white ribbon instead, or color a ribbon with your Stampin' Blends if you don't have all the ribbons. The ribbon share is only $22. Now, if you, oh, Deb, yes, tonight's cards I think are super cute for bingo. They're packed in a box over here. Today's a very busy day for me. So I have Facebook Live, yay. And then I have, a Stampin' Up event, which I'm allowed to show this box, just not what's inside it. It's called Backstage. And it is a leader event, so if you have a certain title and above, you can attend, and it's like a conference that we normally used to do in person, where you have business training. Basically, it's all business training from industry experts. There's like an Instagram expert and all kinds of stuff. And, but what's in this box is really fun. Can't show you yet for legal reasons. But, anyway, I have that today, and then I have bingo tonight. And I need to design projects in between for upcoming events. So, big day. But Beverly says, hello, Texas. From Michigan, feeling your heat all the way up here this week. Woo! Yes, I get it. That's why I just stay in the house all the time. Hello, Hannah. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Stella. And, oops, Deb in Ohio. So bummed. Yes, so sorry, Deb. Good morning, Mary Ann. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Linda. Okay, so register by September 10th for that share. Now, you can only get the paper. No party, no make and takes. But by the way, with the party, let me just say a couple more things. There's a Facebook group. We'll post videos all day. We'll make every card beginning to end, all 8 of them. And that we'll have 2 bonus videos with completely different projects. So the party for $20 extra is totally worth it. But you can only get the paper share, only get the ribbon share, only get those 2 with or without shipping, only get the paper share with party, etc. So lots of choices when you register. Okay, what I'm gonna hopefully design today, knock on wood, because sometimes things do not go as I plan, is the Awesome Autumn Stamp Camp with Jen and Jen. So Jen, that's not me, is Genevieve Co. in Canada. So if you live in Canada and you're watching this video, you can take this class. Normally you cannot, because you'll sign up through Genevieve and she'll cut your paper and mail it to you. And if you sign up through me, I'll cut your paper and mail it to you. By the way, everything else I'm saying now is virtual only. So this is an online event. And we are using the Blackberry Beauty Specialty Paper. So gorgeous. I used it on these cards, if y'all remember. It's the paper, not the stamps, a couple of weeks ago, however long that was. The Brush Metallic Adhesive Backed Dots, the Blackberry Beauty Ephemera Pack, the Gold Shimmer Ribbon, which, don't worry, it's on back order, but we're smart and we went ahead and ordered it for you before it went on back order. Thank you, Catherine. She says this camp is so awesome. This is another Facebook group party. We don't demonstrate the cards beginning to end. Every class I do has PDF tutorial instructions, step by step with measurements. We always cut, die cut, punch, emboss everything we can, and then you stamp and assemble with your own stamps at home per Stampin' Up policy. You're also, it's going to be 10 projects. You get a bonus little gift. And no, this is not Stamp a Stack. This is a camp. It is only $50. I'm reading my pricing here. Shipping is separate. I don't know how much I put for shipping in the US. I think that's a Canadian price I have on my notes here. I have Canadian pricing and US pricing. It gets confusing, but don't worry, when you register, you'll only see US pricing. So for $50, you're gonna get a goodie bag of merchandise, a gift, all your projects. These are not the projects, by the way, but I'm just showing you that paper. The Blackberry Beauty is what we're using. The stamp set we're using 2 gorgeous leaves and pretty pumpkins. It's gonna be, so it's a nice fall. Obviously it's called Awesome Autumn. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you will make 10 projects though, and within that class you can register only for these bonus classes too. Jennifer's Words of Cheer Christmas card class and Genevieve's Cute Halloween class. Now both of those include the stamp set, but you can totally substitute. If you already own the stamps, just say I own it, click that box, this is what I want instead, and then you'll use your own stamps at home. But I'm making Christmas cards and Genevieve is making Halloween treat packages and cards. So very exciting. So register by September 4th for US and September 1st for Canada. I have the links in the description and it will be on YouTube, and you can also always contact me or sign up for my email newsletter. And I design half and she designs half. So when I say I'm designing today, hopefully it's just half the projects. Okay, don't forget to join my online BOGO Facebook group. It's the link is in this video description. Anyone can join the group. Please invite your friends. Please share. And the group or the event is happening Sunday, September 26th at 1 p.m. Central Time. You don't have to be present, but you're going to get the best selection if you're present at that time to, you know, pick what you want first, basically. And then we also have our new retreat in a box for October out. It's ready. You can register by September 26th. We're using this gingerbread and peppermint suite. So you get $50 in merchandise. You're going to make 10 projects. Lots of gifts you're going to receive with this event. I showed the gifts from our last retreat, I think last week on Facebook Live. They're not where I had them now. They've all been dispersed throughout this room. But you get lots of cool gifts and 10 make and takes, $50 goodie bag. Lots of stuff. So sign up for that by September 26th. And there is an in-person retreat happening in October as well. And there's one spot left if anyone wants to attend in person here in Waxahachie, Texas. Within this class, you can take the Sweet Little Stockings class by Jennifer, that's me, which is a sampler, cards, and gift tags. Sweet Little Stockings is the adorable set with all the little animals in stockings and out of stockings. There's designer paper and stamps and all kinds of stuff. And then April's class, she's my retreat partner, is the Harvest Meadow scrapbook and card class. And I know it's going to be gorgeous because Harvest Meadow is gorgeous. Super pretty fall collection there. Okay, our next bingo, yeah, I haven't picked my bundle yet, so I'll be doing that before I set up the registration link. But we are going to make Christmas gift packaging projects, and it is December 9th. So on that date, you'll have your packet, so it'll be in plenty of time for the holidays to make some cute gift packaging projects and play some games of bingo and have a chance to win prizes for our door prizes. So you want to register by November 28th, but there is no link yet, so don't worry, you haven't missed it. I just need to get that set up by the time I send out my newsletter this month. But bingo is a lot of fun. We do it on Zoom. It's all virtual. Anyone in the U.S. can attend, and you don't have to be, or what am I trying to say? You don't have to come local. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but you do want to be there if you want to play the games, but you can make your projects anytime you want. Okay, I don't think I've actually announced this yet, but October 23rd, I'm doing a customer appreciation. So first of all, if you're a local customer, please mark your date, your calendar for October 23rd in person. It's near me. I'll announce the location when I do it, but it's at a big location, so lots of space. We can space out and all that stuff, just like the kickoff, different location, but lots of space at both of them, so we don't have to be all on top of each other. And I do require masks right now at my in-persons, but October 23rd, free customer appreciation. So mark your calendars. There will be a to-go version as well, because I have lots of online customers now. And registration will come out. You'll see all the rules. But basically, if you've purchased from me in the last year, 12 months, you'll be eligible to attend. So if you haven't done that, just feel free to hop online and make an order. But mark your calendars, October 23rd. The to-go version will just be mailed out, so you don't need to be available October 23rd for that. Don't forget about the Ultimate Retreat, which is the crafting cruise, which happens January 30th, 2022, Western Caribbean cruise on Liberty of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas. And anyone can go. We get a group rate, which is basically the cheapest way to cruise. So you can bring friends, family, a family reunion. Like, you may be like, you know, I'm just going to take advantage of Jennifer's group rate and bring my entire family and not even do the crafting. That is fine. You'll still get to pass us on the ship and say hi, peek in the crop room, but you can't come in if you don't craft. But you can get that group rate, which is going to save you a lot of money. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Sunshine. Hey, Carol. Thanks for sharing. I did see lots of people commented that they shared while I was talking. So thank you guys very much. Chris. Hey, Linda. Harold. Good morning. Hey, Shannon. Anyway, but thank you to everyone who's just here saying hi, sharing, etc. And if I missed you, that's my fault. Don't think it's anything personal. I just either missed it or Facebook didn't show me at the time. So anyway, Liberty of the Seas, Galveston, Texas, January 30th, 2022. Anyone can go. This crop fee is what they call it, but it's the crafting portion is separate, so only whoever wants that can register for it. And that includes 6 separate classes where you make multiple projects in each class. And I do not, Margie, I don't either. It's Landa and Karen. Lots of help and lots of me being crazy all the time. So 6 different classes that are set up the entire week. So you can do them at your leisure 24/7. So you might be a night owl, you might be a morning person, you might be a sleep till noon and roll in at 2 p.m. and start working person. You can do that. And then you can go watch a show, and then you can go swimming, then you can go to the bar, and then you can go to dinner, lunch, second lunch, third lunch, breakfast, and then come back and craft. You also will have at least half of a table to yourself in addition to the class tables where you'll complete those projects. You will have access to a movie theater, bars, clubs, restaurants, 4 pools, shows, and so on. Lots of fun. There was just a loud noise too. In my house. I don't know what that was. Anyway, and then we also have a cruise on January 2023, end of the month, same timing, on Allure of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas. That's a huge ship, and that one's going to Roatan, Honduras, and Costa Maya. You can sign up for either of those right now, or both if you are, really excited. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Rhonda the cat. Oh, you know what? The cat doesn't live here anymore. I debated on whether I was going to use the cat graphic for Facebook Live because I don't have a new one made up yet. But the cat lives in college with my daughter now. I'm very sad. But technically it is her cat, even though it's my cat. So we're going to have to say Scott at this point. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and point the camera down. I do have a couple more things to tell you about, of course, but I want to show some stuff on the screen here. Let me hide my kickoff samples. You can't see any more of that. So I'm going to, hopefully the screen will not mess up on me. I'm going to flip. Woohoo, didn't mess up. And then, I know, Rhonda. There we go. Clip you in and get it positioned here. So, I don't know who saw my email or Facebook post and everything else I did about it, but I'm so excited that anyone can purchase this paper pumpkin kit now. The cat is very freaked out, Janet. So we are hoping she's getting better each day, but it's an apartment, which I don't think that has anything to do with it. It's just a new location. But the cat is freaked out. And so we are hoping she will get used to it, And I did Google it and read online that it can take up to a month for a cat when you move it to a new location. Okay, so this is the Hope box that was the July or August 2021 paper pumpkin box. Paper pumpkin is a craft kit you get in the mail. It's a surprise every month, and there's a stamp set, supplies, ink, everything you need is in the box to make a project, so it's great for anyone. Well, they had apparently a glitch in the system, and some people couldn't subscribe who wanted to, so they made it available for purchase through August 31st. Only get it by August 31st. I don't know if they are while supplies last, so you're going to want to get this now. Look at this gorgeous bow. So this box, everything you see on the front of this comes in the box to decorate it. It's called a hope box because you can decorate it after and fill it with mementos that bring hope to you. There's a whole video about it with our co-founder, Shelly Gardner. And then what you'll find inside this box is an exclusive stamp set that you cannot purchase anywhere else. And I showed this on another video. Always hope, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. Just a note of hope. The word hope by itself. Where there is. So of course, where there is hope. And then a different stamp, there is faith. So obviously you can combine those. And then where there is faith, miracles happen. Also 2 butterflies, a nice splatter background, and flowers. All that comes in this box for $19, and you can order it on my online store, or of course you can contact me to order for you. I will need your credit card, blah, blah, blah. So you get adhesive in these kits, you get your accessories. Well, this is adhesive as well, glue dots. You can see this kit has been partially put together, so some of my glue dots are missing. Look at these gorgeous sticky back sequins. So these are the 3 designs of cards that the kit makes. They're much more impressive put together than not put together. And shout out to Karen who put this together for me. She did 1 of each card. Look how gorgeous that is. And this is just, all the work you have to do is stamping. So you have to put it together, but this was stamped, just a note of hope. Where there is, I think that was stamped. Is it? Maybe not. Where there is and there is faith, and then there's this, it's not a sticker, but you use the dimensionals or the glue dots for them. But this is just a piece that comes in the kit. These gorgeous envelopes that are decorated. And then this one is my favorite. Always hope, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. But isn't that just a gorgeous card? So you get to make, I believe, 12 of these cards total in your kit. You get a Blackberry Bliss ink pad. You get a roll of this. Well, it's not a full roll. It's enough ribbon to tie around the box, and you have a little bit left over. This is what's left after tying it around. And she was very generous, which I like, with the bow, so it's very pretty. Your instructions, full color, and a ruler down here. So if it tells you to cut something at a certain number of inches, your ruler is right there. And all the other pieces, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 cards. All the pieces to make the rest of them. Here's that piece I was telling you, so gorgeous. So you can buy this right now on my store or through me for $19 plus tax and shipping. Now I would add to that and bump it up to $50 so I could get a free item for sale at Bration. And if you don't want the hope box, you can obviously use this for anything you want, right? So pretty cool. We normally never get a chance to purchase these. Once they're gone, they're gone. And then if you want to sign up and what's the word? Subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you can do that. Normally you can subscribe or pre-purchase a subscription on my store. The subscription link is different. It's in the video description. And the one for September, so you have to subscribe or pre-purchase by September 10th, is fall and Halloween. It's called Haunts and Harvest. And it's all about pumpkins, apples, and jack-o'-lanterns, I believe. Apple, pumpkins, and jack-o'-lanterns. It makes treat boxes. There are 12 of them. And you can make them all fall, all Halloween, or any mix you choose. Of course, you'll have a stamp set you can use forever that's exclusive. You can't buy it anywhere else. And you'll get an ink. And then this box that has a wood grain pattern on it will be designed to convert into a wheelbarrow. A vintage wheelbarrow, as Stampin' Up calls it. So pretty cool. So any questions on that, let me know. Of course, I'll have the links in my the video descriptions. The next thing I want to talk about is specials. So, of course, Celebration is going on right now. This is Stampin' Up's biggest sale of the year, which this year is happening twice. So this is the second Celebration of the year. For every $50 or $100 spent, you get a free gift from this catalog. No limit. Spend $100, pick two 50s, pick one 100, spend $150, do any mix you want. And every time you do that, you get the free gift. No limit. Trust me, I know from experience. So, of course, the Be Dazzling paper, I'm going to show you that again today. Penguin Playmates, I showed that last week. That's designer paper that's free. Feels Like Home stamp set, beautifully pinned designer paper. These are all free with 50. This paper's gorgeous. I think I'm using a little bit of that today. Did I keep it out? I forgot. Anyway, I'll grab it when it's time. Peaceful Prints designer paper. That's got the deer. It matches the deer in the holiday catalog. Gorgeous. I'm using Counting Sheep today, so I'm using the stamp set and the dies. Each are free with 50. The non-stamps are while supplies last, so you want to get those first. Textures and Frame stamp set. Really versatile. Can be used with lots of other images. Free with 50. And then we go to the $100 levels, the Summer Shadow dies. They match these shaded summer stamp set in our annual catalog. And then Delicate Dahlia stamp set, which is a gorgeous, huge stamp set, free with a $100 purchase. And then we even have a host reward, which hosting means you either actually host or you spend $300 in this case. And then you will get 12% of that back free in merchandise of your choice, plus the In Your Words stamp set. So of course hosting a party is better because then you're not spending $300, but people do spend $300 and get that free. The best special is joining. If you join, you'll be part, if you join under me, you'll be part of my amazing team of demonstrators. It's always only $99 plus tax only, free shipping. You pick 125 in any current merchandise you want. You get a free past paper pumpkin that they just randomly throw in there. But then currently, all of this ends September 30th. You'll get a free bundle of your choice from this list. So this is also the list. And I have links to this on my blog and in the emails that are going out and all that stuff. But it's the Frosted Gingerbread. Using that in a couple of classes coming up. Christmas Season. Christmas to Remember. This is a stamp set. I actually am using it right now for something else, so I have it over here. There's a bundle, of course, there's dies, but I love this stamp set. It's just all these cute Christmas greetings. Whimsical Trees, that's the one we're using at Bingo. Peaceful Deer, Sweet Little Stockings. I have a class coming up with that. Penguin Place, Peaceful Cabin, gorgeous. Arctic Bears, Beauty of Tomorrow, that's this one. Gorgeous Leaves, we're using that in our camp. And Nature's Harvest. April's doing a class on that. So why not spend $99 plus tax only, get $125, get a free bundle, get a free past paper pumpkin, and there's no obligation to you know, do a business or do a class or any of that stuff. You don't even have to place an order. You can get a discount through January 2021. You can see the new catalogs early that are coming out in January. You can order from them early. You can get Celebration early in December with new stuff, but you don't have to do any of that. The free bundle prices, the most valuable one is $60.25, Christmas to Remember, the one I just showed you, down to, I think, the Penguin, yeah, $31.50 Penguin Place. But that's all added value to that $99. So any questions, let me know. I'd love to have you on my team. We have almost 200 demonstrators on the team, and most just get the discount. Okay, real quick, and then we'll get started stamping. My monthly online ordering special. Every month I offer you something if you order online with a $25 online order using the host code, which is this here. You do have to enter the host code, by the way. You have to train everybody on this. Because Stampin' Up is cracking down and they don't want to adjust these for us anymore. So when you're on my store and you're checking out and you go to cart, this little button right here, it's like a cute little shopping bag with a heart on it. You'll see the checkout thing. Right there above, it says add host code. You have to click on that to expand it, and then you copy and paste or type this in to link you to this particular special that I'm talking about. And of course, make sure you're shopping with Jennifer Cotton. So when you do that, if it's 25 or more with the host code, you're going to get a free class packet for August to make these 4 cards, which I showed on a previous video. I made 3 of them. And everything will be cut, die cut, punched, embossed that we can. You will stamp with your stamps and a symbol. Again, per policy. So that gets mailed to you in September. I might have to get some water. And then if your order is $50 or more, you're also going to get a free pack of these brushed metallic dots. It's a huge pack of them. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm like choking over here on that ordering special, but that ends August 30th. Goodness, I'm mixing up my months. August 31st is when that ends. So any questions, let me know. You see these comments here. Good morning, Julie. Good morning. Oh, thanks for sharing, Julie. I know I saw, I think Candy, Shirley shared. Thank you. Good morning, Candy. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Sherry. I shouldn't leave this blank. I do have one other gift you can get with an order with me this month. Are the sequins silver? Well, first of all, Janet, thank you for commenting about the cat. I do think because she's getting better each day, we think she'll get used to it as well. So thank you very much. Now, the sequins. What did I show you with sequins? I have to remember. You need to remind me because I have a terrible memory. Because I will answer your question, but I don't remember what I showed. Okay, so also, anyone who just orders with me this month in August 2021, at the beginning of September, I'm going to email you this tutorial, which is PDF virtual, with 32 different projects. They all have a sneak peek here, from the holiday catalog only. And it's 63 pages worth of stuff. Now, my team already received this for free, so if you join my team, I'll send it to you as well. But with any order, so that counts for my club people, if you came to class this month, any of that stuff, I'll be sending you that next month. I just don't have a good system. I find it easier to combine everything at one time. That way I don't miss anybody, supposedly. I missed someone this month on their online order special, but we got her a new kit cut and sent out. It was just literally, these are my notes. I had a list, I had underlined everybody, and somehow I went right past her name. So, my very bad. So today I'm stamping with Counting Sheep, Sheep Dies, and Create with Friends. These 2 are free with purchase. Create with Friends, of course, is for sale in the big catalog. Please feel free to purchase that stamp set since I helped design it. Oh, I forgot I need to adjust my positioning here so you can see everything. Also, just a quick reminder that as you come on this video, please comment, say hi, whatever. That'll get you entered to win the 3 cards I'm about to make. And if you share the video here on Facebook, comment that you shared to get another entry. And if you're on YouTube, comment. You can click the thumbs up. You can click the notification bell and or subscribe, all to get entered. And thank you very much for all that because it helps me with my business. Also, don't forget, later today on my blog, I will post the photos of all of these projects so you can see them, close up if you need to zoom in or whatever, the measurements and the supply list. So all that will be on the blog later today. Okay, so for this card, the first card I'm going to make here, my card base is basic white. That is 5.5 by 8.5. It's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half. And so easy measuring. This is a standard card size. We sell the envelopes. They're called medium. Easy, easy. And I'm going to fold this in half with my bone folder. This is a gift I got from a Stampin' Up event, by the way. So it is Stampin' Up, but this bone folder. One of the perks of being a demo. So fold it in half with the bone folder and then set it aside. The next layers I have are Misty Moonlight 4 by 5 1/4, basic white 3 3/4 by 5, and then a couple of scraps of basic white. And then I pre-die cut from the sheet dies a couple of images here. This fence and 2 clouds. So the fence is from the In Good Taste designer paper. This is in our annual catalog. It's gorgeous. Here is the wood pattern I used. You can see where I cut some little scraps off there. There's the back side, but this paper is just gorgeous. It has all kinds of stone, wall texture, and wood grains. It's a huge pack of paper. This is not even anywhere near a full pack that I have here. It's thick, very thick. So that's in our annual catalog. And that'll be on the supply list over on the blog later. And then, of course, these gorgeous little clouds are from Celebration, free with a $50 purchase, no limit, spend 100, get 2, and so on. Be Dazzling. I love this paper. Y'all probably know that already. Hey, Peggy, good morning. Get it while you can. It's while supplies last. No clue if they're low or anything. They have not said that, so maybe we're good. But those clouds, there's 2 different cloud dies. So, and actually, as a side note, in my original card that I pre-made, I just grabbed a cloud die and die cut 2 out real quick. And then later I was like, oh, there's 2 different ones. So I did the 2 different ones for this card. And if you don't know how to die cut, I will demonstrate that, so don't worry. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp on, I'm gonna do something to all of these pieces here. So for this card, I'm using Misty Moonlight and Memento Black ink. I'm using some Stampin' Blends, which are our alcohol markers, light Petal Pink, light and dark Smoky Slate, and the Color Lifter. All of these are, of course, everything's available in the store. Everything matches and coordinates. And, what was I lost it. So, whatever that was, I'm not going to say it because I don't know. I'm using a blending brush. And I'm using the Leaping Sheep and the word friends from Create with Friends. So, of course, I just want to remind and encourage everybody, anyone can make a card. You do not have to be crafty. My stamps here are stuck to a clear block. You clean them and then take them off and put them away and put a new stamp on there. That includes these red rubber stamps. They stick to your block as well. They do have assembly required, so if you've never purchased from me before, I have a video I can share. If you never purchased from Stampin' Up before, I have a video I can share on how to assemble these. But once they're assembled, they stick to the clear blocks. You stamp, 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 clean it off, and then put them away and put your next stamp on there. And I'm going to tap nice and firm on this Memento Black ink because I can. It's a firm ink pad, and I need 2 sheep for this card. And I'm using Memento Black for sure because I will be coloring with alcohol markers. So this is a water-based ink. These are alcohol-based markers. You would not want to use alcohol ink with alcohol markers because then it's going to smear and blend. The alcohol won't mix with the water. And then for Friends, I'm using Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to hand cut it out. There is not a die for my amazing stamp set, so I'll hand cut that out. But I did want to point out, tap more gently on these stamp pads versus how I was kind of hitting the black one, because if you don't tap gently, you're going to get ink all over your clear block, which comes off on your paper. So tap, tap, tap all around, nice and gentle. And then I'm going to need this again for some work with the blending brush in a little bit. But to color these sheep in, it's pretty simple. I'm going to color on these because I pre-die cut them, and then I'll demonstrate the die cutting real quick. But let me see. Yeah, I'm going to have to die cut out on the next card. So I pre-die cut those sheep, and the die just fits the image exactly. Let's see how y'all are doing over here. Good morning, Pam. Disco ball paper. Yes, Janet. I wish I had come up with that disco ball, because everybody's done it now, so I can't. I mean, I could do it, but it's not original by me. But that was an amazing idea. Someone made a disco ball with this paper. Okay, so light petal pink. I'm going to use the bullet end, which has a line, a skinny line drawn on the barrel versus the thick line, which means brush tip. And I'm using that because I'm coloring in small areas, so I don't want to go outside the lines. But alcohol markers, if you don't know, they just don't have streaks. That's what I love about them. They're called Stampin' Blends, so the ink can blend together with other Stampin' Blends, and I'll show that a little. Will I show that? I don't remember. But anyway, I've shown it on other videos, and they do bleed through to the other side of your paper. So I'm coloring the face, the legs, and the ears with Petal Pink Light Stampin' Blends. But the point is no streaking. Even if you're not blending, which I'm not right now, I'm just using light only or dark only, you still get such a smooth application compared to a water-based marker. So people who are not artistic like me can be artistic with these markers. And then you can get a lot more fancy, but I don't think I am today. What are we gonna do without Misty Moonlight? All right. Janet's already worrying because this catalog, the end colors in this catalog will go out when? In like, this is from the big catalog, April 2022. You have until then, Janet. I don't know. Hopefully we'll love our new end colors. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use dark smoky slate real quick. So I'm using dark for the little hooves. Feet, hooves, whatever they're called. And by the way, you could die cut first and then color, or color and then die cut. It really is up to you. I just pre-die cut these, but if you do all your coloring and then you die cut it and your die slips, you have to do all the coloring again. So that's something to think about. So that was dark smoky slate on the hooves, and then I'm using light smoky slate, and I'm using the bullet end on all of these just to sort of trace around the outside edge of the sheep's wool. And then on these detail marks that Stampin' Up drew on there for us. And it just gives it a little depth and like an illusion of shadows and color. And then I honestly don't know if it's making a huge difference, but I'm taking my color lifter and then just kind of going over where I have the light and obviously going down lower. Just to sort of smooth out any harsh edges. And it'll look, you probably cannot see it on the video, but it'll look a little darker at first where you touched with this because it's wet, but it's clear, so that dries and goes away. But anyway, that's how easy these are to color. And so I'll do that again. The color lifter is for lightening up areas or fixing small, tiny mistakes where you go outside of the lines, because it doesn't really lift the color, it just pushes it around. So if you make a huge outside of the lines mistake, and then you're like, oh, let me just color this thing on top of it, that does not work. You still see the color. It's not good. But if you barely went outside the lines and you quickly, I grabbed the wrong end. I am using the brush tip on the color lifter. And you quickly, and I'll demonstrate how you would do it, grab your color lifter, you might be able to fix that. But people use it more so like if they wanted a little just not as dark in an area. But it works. You put it on and then it gradually lightens, so you don't want to over color lifter. But let's say I went outside of the lines and this was on a bigger piece of paper. Up here, I could quickly push like this, and that's about it. The color back down, push it down with my color lifter. Okay, so there's how we color these cute guys. Super simple. I do like how easy these are to color. Like, you don't have to color in the whole bodies because they're white. So cool. And yes, I agree, they are very adorable. Let me go ahead and hand cut out friends real quick. I'm gonna grab my readers. So when you hand cut out stuff like this, you want to open your scissors as far as they'll go and start cutting, and try to turn your paper with your other hand and keep the scissors not turning. And then the reason I open them as far as they'll go is so that I can try to keep making long cuts without cut. It's like cut, reopen, cut, reopen. Because that can cause those, what's the word? Where the lines are kind of, not the lines, I don't know, where you can see cut marks, if that makes sense. It's not smooth. That's the word. It's not smooth. And I'm not a perfect cutter. I'm not a perfect crafter, period. So I don't stress too much, but those are the tips I know to try to make it look as good as possible. So turn your paper with your other hand and do those long cuts. You can trim off the excess, of course. And this is the only one I'm hand cutting out, don't worry, today. Because I know this is time consuming. No way fussy cutting, haha, Marsha. It's so worth it though. It looks so good. Especially this amazing stamp set. Get rid of that. Almost done. My hands are kind of hurting today because it's a whole thing, but anyway, they're kind of hurting today. So that's as long as I want to do that. But see how good it looks cut out? Woo! Okay, and then I'm gonna get my blending brush. I keep forgetting I moved things around this room, so when I'm doing videos I go to get a trash can and it's not where I want it. So I'm grabbing scratch paper, and what I'm gonna do with my blending brush is two things. I'm going to color this Be Dazzling paper Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to add some sky at the top of this 3 3/4 by 5 basic white. Hey Donna, thanks for sharing. Thanks Janet, I agree. It's like so cool. Okay, so actually usually when we use these, and I'll do it on the white paper, we want to take off the excess first on our scratch paper, but for this Glimmer paper I just want it as dark as I can get it in this case, because even though Misty Moonlight is a pretty dark color, this particular color doesn't take to this Be Dazzling paper super well. Another thing about coloring it this way, it gets all over your fingers and it does not dry quickly. And I oh my goodness, my ruler just fell out. What am I trying? Oh, I did not test heat setting it. So I don't know how heat setting works, just because this is kind of like a, not plastic, but you know, I don't know if it'll melt. I'm sure it won't. I actually have a heat tool over here for later, but I'll show you what I did instead. On some, I just let them sit there for a while. See, it's on my finger, so I need to be careful of that. And, but on my others, I just basically put scratch paper on top of them and tapped multiple times. Okay, so now I want to put some sky up here. The blending brushes are amazing, by the way. You get 3 in a pack. They're currently orderable. Woohoo! Start on the scratch paper so it's not a big blotch like that. And then come on, and I'm just going to put like a sky up here. That's about how much I want. So you definitely, I'll just do it on the back. You don't want to start like that, because look at that splotch. That's terrible for a sky. So scratch paper, get it kind of light, depending on your color, of course. Way lighter colors, you have to do that less. Darker colors more. And then you can wipe this on your Simply Chamois, which is our little cleaning chamois thing, which is wet with just water. I'm going to wipe my finger on it. Very wet. Very good. But if you've done a ton of these in a row, it might be better to take it to the sink and rinse it as well. But even if it's stained, as long as when it gets wet, no whatever color is coming off on your scratch paper, you'll be fine. Mine's still blue, but I'll clean that later. Okay, so that's what we're doing with Misty Moonlight and the sponge, or the blending brush, and I think we're good. So now I'm going to press, my finger's blue on top. Press on this. Hey Jennifer, hey Debbie, no problem. Press some scratch paper onto these, I keep wanting to call this Glimmer paper, the Be Dazzling, just to take off some of that ink. It didn't really take any off this time, so hopefully I won't get that on my project. Now I'm ready to assemble. This is actually, I mean, you've got die cutting and coloring and hand cutting, but it's a pretty basic, simple looking card. I think it's cute though. So we're going to grab Stampin' Seal and mini Stampin' Dimensionals, my favorite, love them. And I can go ahead, because I know I'm not attaching any ribbon or anything to this basic white, so I'm going to go ahead and attach it to my Misty Moonlight cardstock. Got it on my thumb there. Actually, let me use this white background as a guide. When you basically take off or add 1/4 of an inch each direction, you get a 1/8 inch border. So that's what you're seeing here. And then I'll attach this one. Hey Tommy, no problem. You can catch replay, you can catch this part. It'll all be good. I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet. This protects my table or scratch paper or whatever I have on my table from getting excess adhesive all over it. And I'm adding some adhesive to this fence. And it's going to go down here on the bottom right, but not all the way to the bottom. And that's because Friends is going to go a little below it. But it's to the right so that the sheet can be jumping over it. Let me go ahead and add some mini Stampin' Dimensionals to these clouds. I will use 2 dimensionals per cloud. And again, I'm just being careful not to touch the clouds a bunch in case it gets ink on me, which will come off on my projects, or let it dry longer or heat set it. But you do need to be aware of that. I'm going to add dimensionals to Friends as well. I love these minis. They fit almost everything, right? So there's 3 there. And one of the sheep will get dimensionals. So I'm going to use about 3, make a little triangle there. Okay. So I'm not going to glue these 2 down yet. The Friends and the clouds. Just kind of place them there so I can see where I want everything else. Add adhesive to one of my sheep. They're both jumping. So the lower one that's near the fence, I'm putting flat, just because I don't want everything popped up on this page. It's boring to me that way. You need some differences. And then now I can see where to add everything else. So again, I want to point out that the clouds are tinted blue, but they're not like super dark. So I think this Be Dazzling paper is going to take certain colors more and better and other colors not. There are other ways to color it in as well, but this is, of course, Jennifer chose the easy way. So there is the first card. So cute. These sheep, my gosh, so cute. They're kind of a must-have. And I think Stampin' Up, they seem to be doing animals with every celebration. So you can kind of do a collection and keep collecting the celebration animals. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in January. Thank you, Jackie. And we can, of course, demonstrators can be the first to get those in January as well. So there's the first one. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Marcia. Thanks, Janet. All right, let me grab my supplies. So this next card, I think it's cute. We're gonna see what y'all think. I have to grab all my stuff. I colored a piece black already with Memento Black of the Be Dazzling paper. And I'm going to heat emboss this one. I got lots of tools here. Heat emboss on this card. My sheet is the one that's standing, just kind of standing there looking. And this card's going to say, "You're amazing," from Create with Friends. I have Smoky Slate ink and I have Versamark because I'm going to heat emboss. And then for my greeting, I pre-die cut from Tasteful Labels dies this image here from Basic White for my greeting. So I'll be using that. Then I have a scrap of black, which I'll use in a minute. I don't like to touch paper too much that I'm going to heat emboss on. That's a big tip because our oils, the powder likes to stick to the oil from your hands. And then I have my card base, 5.5, 8.5, basic black 4 by 5 1/4, and then same as before, basic white 3 3/4 by 5, and then I have a 1/2 by 5 strip of Be Dazzling that I colored just like I showed you on the last card, but with Memento Black ink. And I'm gonna grab this so you can see the difference there. Love it. But this one I did a couple of days ago, so hopefully it's very dry. I'm sure if I got that wet, it would bleed everywhere, but any of our cards we get wet, that's gonna happen, so, you know. Okay, so let me get this card base out of the way. And then the black we won't need right now. We're gonna stamp on this white piece and our greeting. Let me just do my greeting first. Oh, I am stamping in black as well. I forgot. Memento Black for You're Amazing. So I'm gonna put amazing, which this is my favorite word from this set. Create with Friends. And of course I love the font. Put it right in the middle of that label. And then your, so see I can press hard on this ink pad. And of course when you stamp, you just want to hold your stamps for a couple seconds. Nice and firm, straight down, straight up, no rocking at all. And you should get your good images. As long as your ink pads are re-inked, which we carry re-inkers for all of our ink pads. Anyway, love it. So put that aside. Now on this piece here, we're going to stamp the sheep in Smoky Slate. And make sure it's clean. Yes. And I need scratch paper. Use this side. Michelle, I'm reusing your scratch paper from class. And we are doing masking. So if you're not familiar with masking, Yes, Marcia, I colored the sparkly paper, the Be Dazzling, with sorry, I'm looking for it, my blending brush. I showed it on the last card, so you can go back and watch that. I did the same exact thing that I did on that card to this Be Dazzling, but with a different color ink, black, Memento Black. Also, did someone ask another question? Why does a sheep have a hole? That is because a lot of times when you have a large stamp that has a bunch of space where no image actually gets stamped, ink will get on there and come off on your project. So Stampin' Up pre-cut holes in all 3 sheep for us so that we don't get that ugly splotch in the middle of the sheep. So that's why there's a hole. Okay, so to make a mask, I use sticky notes. I stamp at the top where the sticky part is, and then hand cut it out. But I needed lots of masks for this card, and so I think I did 5, and I'm not going to do it right now, don't worry. But you pull off however many masks you think you need and pull that off the sheet and then hand cut it out. And so there's the top one, the original one I cut out, which I've used this, so it's all stamped on, but you see the detail down there. But the rest of these don't have the actual image stamped on them fully because I cut them all out at one time. So that's going to save you a lot of time. And then you can reuse these until they don't stick anymore, basically. So that's how you make a mask. And for masking, I did mess up on my original card, but I hid it, so it's fine. So you stamp your first image and then you mask it. You cover it up. So the sticky note helps the mask stay in place, right? And you stamp again. I just want a bunch of sheep on this card, and I'm going to cover that one up. I need to keep that first one covered because I'm going to go above. And then I realized part way through this, I'm like, ooh, I should have even cut more masks. But too bad, so sad. So what I'm going to do is transfer the mask when I can. So the next one is going to go up here. So I need to cover that one up. And then right next to it. But I discovered for now I can shift this one down because at this moment I'm not stamping on top of this guy. I am stamping on top of this one. So the point is not to stamp right on top of a previous image. So I'm going to move it down again. I do need to cover this bottom one. I hope this is making sense. And I'm trying to do them at different levels. They're not all in a straight line, but I am going to cover this entire piece of white cardstock with sheet. So let me peel these off. Look how that looks like they're in front or behind each other. So it's very easy. Oh, Janet, yes, definitely. And sometimes I cut multiples even if I only need one for a future use, you know? It's like I'm already doing the exact cutting. It's 0 extra work. Let me go ahead and cut out a whole bunch and stick them in my stamp case, which is where these will go when I'm done with this card. Oh, that's what I messed up on the first card. I got distracted. Okay, so we're gonna have to cover that up with something on this card. Darn it, darn it. So we're not starting over. I got distracted on the very first one and stamped a second one. See how ugly that is though? So much better when you mask it off. And then we'll do our last row. Thank you, Jean. Masking is like one of those that I always forget about, but it's so simple. But I did mess that one up. So 5 definitely ended up being enough for this card. You just have to shift this top one as you go, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so there we go. That's how you mask. Pretty simple. I did have that one mess up right there, so I think that's going to get covered naturally anyway by this card. So we got a whole bunch of sheep there. Now I'm going to clean this stamp off and do some heat embossing. So grab my chamois. If I didn't say it, you just wet this in the sink, squeeze out the excess water, and you can clean your stamps. And when there's too much ink in here and it's actually making your stamps dirty again, go to the sink, rinse it out, squeeze it until the water runs clear, start reusing it. It's going to be stained. And these cases are sold separately if you want to store it in there. Just do not store it in an airtight container because it will get moldy because it's wet, right? Okay, so for heat embossing, I have a scrap of basic black here. I'm going to heat emboss this sheep. So I'm going to I'm going to rub a dryer sheet all over this, which will remove the static. I use dryer sheets. We don't sell a tool for heat embossing to remove static anymore, but I never use that tool. I've always used a dryer sheet for 19 years. And Versamark ink is a watermark ink. So you can just stamp in this color ink and let it dry, and your image will be a little darker than the color. I don't know if you can see that there. I have a glare on the screen, so I don't know if it's showing, but I can see it. So you can use it that way. You can also use it with our chalk pastels. However, it's sticky and it stays wet long enough for embossing powder to stick to it. Our other ink pads do not. They dry really quickly, which is great for stamping. I'm thumping off that excess there. And so they will not work for heat embossing. Also about heat embossing, the powder actually comes in little jars, and I just have these old containers. You can use Tupperware containers, dollar store Tupperware, if you want, or you can just pour your powder out of a little jar onto your project with scratch paper underneath, and then use that scratch paper to funnel the powder back into your project. And then grab something I forgot real quick. When you're heat embossing, you don't have to have this, but it's a piece of cardboard covered in foil that I've had for probably 18 years that a friend, a demo friend showed us at an event years ago. That can protect your table, but also it can actually help your the heat from your heat tool heat up a little bit quicker, if that makes sense. Because this gets hot and it brings up heat from the bottom. But also you want to protect your table because you don't want to melt it. So this is my heat tool. I'm going to plug it in over here. And it has number 1 and 2. 1 is low, 2 is high for heat embossing. And I always have a clothespin clip to it so that I can grab my paper with it if needed, so I don't burn myself, because this is a heat tool. It's not a blow dryer. Yeah, so this is a black sheep. Thank you, Dana. And I'm just heating, and what you want to watch for is for it to get shiny and more solid looking. So it's a lot whiter on the right. I don't know if y'all can see it, where it did heat already. And you don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Overheat it at all. It will become dull and ugly. So as soon as it melts, you move on. But then when you're finished, for whatever works for your eyesight, reflect it in a light nearby and make sure you don't see any grainy that looks like salt or pepper parts and or that are not shiny. Because if they are, and you don't go back and heat them, eventually the Versamark ink dries, and when you do this, it will rub off and you'll have a blank spot on your image. So yes, we have a black sheep. Isn't it cute? And I thought I was going to die cut it out, but I do want to show how we die cut, just in case, because you always have someone new watching, hopefully. And I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for this one, just to be a little quicker. It's in my, I'll show you all my bag. You can buy this if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I had to put it sideways. It's a lunch sack, but it fits our mini machine so perfectly. Shirley G won my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine when she, for the Sizzling Summer promotion. But anyway, it's just a little baby version of our big one. You can emboss. It comes with all these parts and instructions, so you can emboss and die cut with it. These are the die cutting parts. These two are for embossing, and these are just extra plates I purchased, which fit right in the bottom of my lunch sack, by the way. Remember, if you're a demonstrator, you can buy this. It's a supply item. And I'm gonna open it up. So this works just like the big one. Now, no, not all our dies will fit in this mini because it's mini. So most will, a ton will, but not all of them. So you do need the bigger one if you're going to do more stuff. So I'm gonna use plate number 1 and then a number 2, which is the clear plate, and then place my cardstock on there, and then the die, of course with the blade facing down. And one cool thing about embossing, it kind of gives you, like, you can almost feel where to place the image when you're die cutting. And I'm going to grab some of my Post-it tape. You can find this in my Amazon store on my blog. It's like Post-it notes, but it's just the sticky part. And it's not as sticky as washi tape, so it's less likely to rip your cardstock apart. And then you just put a clear plate on top and start cranking it through. And then hold the top so that, like, just to balance, I don't know what the word is, but to keep it down on your table. And then just roll it through, just takes one time. And of course you still want to pull tape gently off your projects just in case. And there you go. So cute. That's why we love dies. This machine, I think, is $60, 60. You could get it with your starter kit. Out of 125, 60 could be this machine. The big one is $120. You could get that with your starter kit. Instead of paying $120 for it, you'd pay $99 plus tax, only get free shipping. And I'm gonna save that for later. And you could get $5 more plus a free bundle plus a free past paper pumpkin, like, and pay only $99 plus tax. Great deal. And I only need one sheep, actually. I just pre-did, so let me see. I think that one looks better. Okay, so we can put this card together, and then I have a bonus card I'm going to show y'all, which I, well, only if you watch this TV show you'll get it. If you don't watch this TV show, there is no point in explaining it. My bonus card. But I know some people on here watch it. Darlene, I don't know. It's a good question. She says, do you think they will ever get a mini magnetic plate? Currently, I'm attaching those sheep piece here to my black. Currently, Stampin' Up! Doesn't even have a large magnetic plate. And that is because the one they came out with at first was defective. And so now they're trying to fix it. And it's just, I believe it's like starting over with a product development. So there's got to be testing, development, blah, 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 whatever all they have to go through. So eventually they definitely could, but how many years down the line is that? We don't know. Now we have a new catalog coming out in January, the mini catalog, but still, who knows if they could have it ready by then and introduce it at that time. But us demonstrators, we have not received any news that something's coming at this time. Okay, so I have my 1/2 by 5-inch strip of Be Dazzling paper that I colored black, and that's going to go across the front of the card here toward the bottom, and I'm just measuring that it's high enough for my greeting to be in the center of it, and it is. And by the way, if y'all just came on, comment, say hi. share the video and comment that you shared so you can be entered to win the cards I'm going to make today. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals for You're Amazing. And I did 4 because of the size of this one. And that will go over here to the right. And then my sheep, my black sheep, is the amazing person in all of these people. My black one is the amazing one. Blah, blah, black sheep. I guess, I don't know. I don't really know that rhyme. But it's just to stand out from the crowd, right? So this one gets to go right there. And then the only other thing, did I use black ones? I meant to use black ones for that. I got distracted. The only other thing I need to add is some matte black dots. These are in the annual catalog. You get a lot more small ones than I have left on this sheet. These are a couple of packs combined. And I'm going to use a large, I think, I'm trying to look at my sample over here. Yes, a large one and a small one. And that's it. That finishes off this card. What do you think? Thank you, Cynthia. Thanks, Terry. Thanks for sharing, Tammy. Hey, Mary. First time watching. Woohoo. Thank you, thank you. So here's the original one I made. Now, guess what? Black smear marks from when I touched this or touched it to my paper. I don't really know what I did, but guess how I know that this can smear onto your fingers and then onto your project, or from the project. Yeah, anyway, be careful. But once it's dry, you're fine. Just make sure you check on that. So this is our second card. Now, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had an idea for a card and I didn't have time to make it until when I made these. Again, you're not going to understand this card if you don't watch this TV show. But if you watch the show, the way you pronounce this is Ew David. So it's really EW, but Ew David. So I hope this will give some of you a nice chuckle. I love this card and it represents a really popular TV show. So I'll be posting a picture of this on my blog today as well. But I'm going to make one more card. Let's look at Ew David for a minute while we do that. And then I do have samples to show y'all. Last week I had samples from the penguins laying over here and I completely forgot to show them, like, additional samples at the end of the video. I was not happy with myself, but anyway. So this last card we get our, no, it's, I don't want to say the name of the show. It's not a home improvement show, it's a sitcom. And it's not spelled how it sounds, but it's called Schitt's Creek. So, it's a comedy. Okay, so we're using for our last card the dancing, or this sheep can be doing lots of stuff, sheep, and the so glad it's your birthday stamp. And then my pieces are, my card base is Rich Razzleberry. Hey, Della. Thank you, Catherine. I knew Catherine would like it. Because Catherine and I have discussed that TV show before. Rich Razzleberry, 5.5 by 8.5. Then we have 2 pieces, actually, of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. One is for the inside of this card. Then I'm using this So Fun Rainbow Glimmer paper. That's in our annual catalog. And it comes in 2 12 by 12 sheets, and it is ombre from top to bottom, as you can kind of see there. And Catherine typed it in. It's Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Magenta Madness, and Mango Melody. You get 2 sheets of that in our annual catalog. And what else am I using? Where's my pieces? Oh. Then I have a pre-die cut basic black scalloped rectangle. I'll grab Oh, I have the dies right here. Good. From Scalloped Contour Dies. It's the third size from the largest, third one. And then I pre-heat embossed So Glad It's Your Birthday, because you just saw me heat emboss with white powder. So that's in the top right-hand corner. Then I have a scrap of basic white and a die cut balloon from the Glimmer paper. Uh-oh, Jewel. Is anyone else's video freezing? Mine on my iPad, which who knows what that means, is not today. So maybe a lot of times just close, you know, get out of Facebook completely, close the app, and then go back in. Sometimes that'll fix it. Anyway, here's that balloon die from Sheep Dies. There's a balloon, a sun, a flag, and a party hat, which matches the stamped image party hat. There's also a grass image that I still have not used yet that comes in this stamp set. Anyway, that's where the balloon is from. Oh, Brenda did for a minute. Marsha's is not. Yeah, the internet is tricky. Tricky. For all of us. I have definitely had issues where it's all on my end. And okay, so my card base is Rich Razzleberry, so I'm going to fold that in half and set it aside for now. The piece of white 4 by 5 1/4 that's for the front nothing gets stamped or anything, and the Glimmer paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to set those two aside. And I have my scrap of basic white and the inside piece of basic white. So I'm going to stamp in Memento Black. What could arguably be the cutest sheep in this set. There are 3 total. I've used all 3 today. One on the scrap there. And let me grab my scratch paper. One on the inside of the card, just right down here at the bottom. Again, just like the previous first card, the coloring is exactly the same. This is how I'm choosing to color it, of course. I don't know if other people are using different colors. But I'm not going to color that one in right now because I pre-did it for y'all. But I do want to color the one on the inside. And so the face and ears are light petal pink, and the legs dark smoky slate for the hooves, and then light smoky slate for the little fur, what is it called? Wool. For the wool, I guess it's called wool when it's still on them. I don't know. Sheep's wool. So just like before, this is a different sheep, but it's the same general idea, which is what I did on this one. Same thing. And then I'll take the brush tip of my, what's this called? Color lifter. And just hopefully smooth out the rough edges there a little bit. So that's for the inside of this card. And then, because I did some stuff for y'all that I've already done today, this card's going to go together quicker. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my inside piece. See how it bleeds through, so you always want to cover that up with Stampin' Blends. Yeah, Janet, these sheep do have personality. I know. I agree. Darlene says she wished it had Ba Ba, and I wish it also had EWE, because of course we have seen sheep puns with that like for years, like in different, you know, Stampin' Up and non-Stampin' Up. Anytime there's a sheep involved, so that would have been cool. But maybe they were trying. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but maybe they were just trying to get away from that to be different. Who knows? I'm not attaching ribbon around, so I can go ahead and attach this to my card base, which is the white and the Glimmer paper there. I have, I believe this was cut from the top. Yes, it was cut from the top edge from top to 5 inches. So it's mostly, or the biggest portion is Granny Apple Green, then Bermuda, then, was it Blackberry, I believe, on that. And then I had these scraps. Where's the one? Oh, it must have got mixed up in there. But anyway, I had a bunch of scraps. And so I chose a scrap that had more of the pink, which is magenta. I already forgot. Magenta Madness for the balloon. Okay, so, oh, I forgot we're going to add this black ribbon. That's really going to finish it off. So, Stampin' Dimensionals for my sheep. I will use black ones. Janet said, use not fat, use fluffy. Yeah, puns galore with these sheep, or with any sheep really, right? So this guy's gonna be, or girl, I don't know, is gonna be kind of right below the greeting, and then we'll put the the balloon in its hand. So I'm just gonna put a mini Stampin' Dimensional, I'm using black, on the balloon, like the actual balloon part, and then just sort of position the string going under the hand. And I'm not worrying about attaching that because I'm going to add a bow right here. So now I want to add dimensionals. Again, I'll use black. White is fine, but if you have the black ones, they'll hide a little better under black cardstock if someone turns the card sideways. So I'm putting 5 on this rectangle, and it's going to go right in the middle of the card. And then Lori said LOL to Janet, I think. And then I'm going to make a bow with my favorite black glittered organdy ribbon. It matches so many different things. This came out like as Halloween, I believe, the first time, but it goes with everything. So I have 2 bunny ears, lots of space in between the bunny ears. You don't want them all tight like this. Of course, make sure you have a tail on one end and the rest is coming from my roll. I'm going to left and then push that bunny ear down into the rabbit hole and tie a bow. So this is the original bow that comes out when you do that. And sometimes I have one loop that's like this big or whatever. But I'm going to hold the middle and pull, hold and pull, tighten it back up. So you can get a really small bow with any ribbon, really, just by doing this. And you want it pretty small because of the scale of this card. Grab my scissors. Trim. Trim. Yes. And then mini glue dot. Just peel this back until you see one dot. I press and fold it backwards so that the dot is flat against this roll, and then I can press my embellishment into the dot, pull it off, and stick it on my card. And there is the completed 3rd card. What do y'all think? I see on other people's videos, they're like, which card do you like best? I always forget to ask that, but if you have a favorite, please feel free to say, I like the bow better on this one. I always pick the better ones for the prize, so we're not going to give away the smeared one on this one. And these 2 I think were equal. So here are all 3 cards. Let me bring this one up close for a second. Kind of all different because of the color schemes, more, anyway. This is like the traditional kind of sheep ones that we started making at first. And then I liked saying you're amazing and having one sheep be different than the crowd of all the other sheep. And then, of course, just fun colors for the birthday one. Since I couldn't do the disco ball because somebody else was a genius and thought of that long before I ever would have. And now never will. These are also the 3 cards you can win today. By commenting or sharing or thumbs upping or subscribing or notification belling. Thank you, thank you. Thank you all very much. Dana likes the black one best. Nancy likes them all. Thank you, Janet. Thanks, Marcia. Thanks, Cindy and Kim and Peggy and Jackie. Thank you all very much. Go back down to the bottom. Linda. Oh, I'll bring back in this little bonus idea that I showed. Anyone who likes that show would like to get that card. And then I do have some bonus samples to show real quick. These, I believe most, if not all, I've received in card swaps. This one is from a team member, Alejandra Gomez. She's also the one I do the paper share with, so she designs half of those cards. Isn't that cute? Oh, this is not with the sheep. I got confused. This has nothing to do with the sheep. This is the penguin paper. I've been separating out samples for many different events I have coming up. I apologize, but there's a cute card, right? And it's got the glimmer paper on it. The rest, I believe, do have the sheep. So this one is from Yolanda in the team. That was a team swap, a very fun fold there. And she colored her sheep a little different. Look at that. The face is light gray and the hooves are dark. And then she just put that light on there. That looks good too. Got that little balloon. Oh, and it's sparkly with Wink of Stella. And then this one, I don't have a name on it. So I think this was from a team meeting though. So the name must have fallen off. But that's a fun fold so the card can stand up. It really does stand up on your table like that. But it folds flat to fit into a normal invitation size envelope like we carry. Of course, the sheep there is jumping over. This is also some celebration paper and some other celebration paper free with purchase. She colored hers different as well. Got some blue on there. And then this cute one, love the bright colors there. I believe that's Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green. Another way of coloring again. Where's that other one? Well, all of these have the sheep colored different ways, so that's good to get those ideas. I have this one that says, so glad it's your birthday. It's got some of that beautifully pinned celebration paper. This sheep has some of our, I believe that's our, now I forgot the name, but it's like Crystal Effects, but it's a liquid glue that has glitter in it on the sheep there. So yeah, shiny sheeps is a good idea. And last but not least, ooh, this one uses the clouds and the sun. I don't think it has names on, yeah, no names on these last ones. Okay, so that's what I have for y'all today. I hope you had fun. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jean. Thanks, Jeannie. Oh, she's saying hi to Barbara. Hey, Lillian, thank you. Good. Marcia loves the masking tip. How to choose one sheep. Good question, Terry. Darlene, you are welcome. Thanks, Lori. Diane says the last one she likes best. That's the bright one. I really like this one too. I think that black, I don't know, something about this black with the white words pops. I really like that. And then of course the bright colors, so I agree on that. Jeannie loves them all. Tammy likes them all. Taryn loves that set and says great cards. Thank you, thank you. The herd, my favorite. That's the herd, I think is what you mean there. Ew, David, Kim's favorite. Lucinda Kim. Right? So funny. I like wrote myself a big note to make an Ew, David card. So I wouldn't forget. Cool. Well, everyone have a great day. Thank y'all so much. I will see you next week around the same time, same place. And any questions on my events, just let me know. I'll see y'all later. Bye.